MasenCast! Alright guys, welcome to the podcast. This time we're talking about power levels and what was the exact point, or maybe not exact, but the point where it just, you couldn't handle it anymore. Right. So, in Saiyan Saga we all know the famous quote, over 9,000. That was, epic.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And that's.
Yeah.
And Saiyan Saga is the arc, like the saga that began the entire numbering of power. Like before then, like power numbers weren't a thing.
Yeah, like because they could sense power, like Goku, Krillin, and Piccolo.
That
like
even that was pretty new because that happened like in the end of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but I mean, like they could sense power, but they didn't really know to put a number on it. They wouldn't know because they didn't have a scouter. Yeah, so the scouters like really like identified that with Raditz and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's like after that it just blew, cause Frieza, second form, 1 million.
Yeah, and here's the thing, which. When you compare all of the characters to each other, like the first power level we ever seen, it was like the farmer, and with his power level it was a 5. And we can kind of assume that's like an average person power level. But here's the thing: if because we really don't know like the show itself and in the manga, we never got a clear picture of what's the difference between like a power level of 5, like a power level to a 10. Are you at that point? Yeah, you're twice as strong. Is it? That's twice as a high number. But are you twice as strong at that point?
Yeah, like what I can, make out of it is that no, you're not.
Yeah, like by the logic, because we've like as Daizenshi and stuff like that. We've shown like early Dragon Ball characters and their power level, and from what I can remember, they're like 100.
Yeah, like they are in the hundreds. Like I don't think they even touched the thousands.
No.
So that's what is like so funny that you have this whole thing, like you have this main struggle inside 1,000, and suddenly now we'll go over 1,000, and then you go into the millions, and then it's like poof, you can't put a number on it anymore.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, like exactly that's the weird part. Like when you, like I said, what's the difference between, for example, someone who has a power level like Goku had with 500 or stuff like in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and Raditz who had 1,400. Okay, Raditz has like over twice, like 1.5 times higher power level than he does. Is that the same as Raditz's difference with Nappa? Well, Raditz has like 1,400 and Nappa has like 4,000. Now it's like, it's clearly the difference is bigger. But the numerical difference is even bigger than that.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. They never really explained that. All we know that Nappa is fucking strong, like compared to everyone else than say Goku.
Yeah.
At that point.
So that's the thing with the number of the numbering of the power levels. It doesn't actually help you at all. When it comes to like determining actually how strong, it only tells you like someone who's has a higher number is stronger.
Yeah,
that's it. And the problem here with a unified like number like that, it's kind of like having a grade point average in a school. It tells you like what's your average, but it doesn't really tell you okay what are you good at.
Yeah, and it was like the same because like Piccolo pierced Raditz with the special beam cannon because he could actually, charge up more ki than his power level would tell you,
Right.
So it's like, what is the meaning of base power level? Like, did it ever have a meaning?
I think it didn't. I think the entire purpose of it was like the higher power level, stronger, and it sounds cool.
Yeah, well, 9,000 sounded cool, but 1 million doesn't. 1 million is like... It's because, you can't really grasp it in your head, like 1 million.
I think that's the general problem of having a number.
Yeah.
The only way the numbers work is if there's a top, like a number that you can't pass anymore. For example, like, let's say, like, you have a speed, like, let's say speed level for a character, and the maximum speed you can have is 100, and the slowest you can be is 1. So when you say character has a speed of 90, you could be like, oh, that's impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, if there's like a number of speed and there's no limit to it, then it doesn't really mean anything anymore. Because then you're like, oh, my speed is 948.
Yeah, and mine is 1,200. I'm faster than you, but how much faster?
Yeah, like, it doesn't explain that, exactly.
Yeah, like, it's the exact same thing as powers. So, going further from that, like, not focusing on the exact power level and number, let's go to just power. Like, it's never really explained why these androids are so strong. 17 and 18, and 16 too. Like, because, as far as I know, like, Jiro was making the calculations without knowing about the Super Saiyan.
That's right. He just somehow overdid it.
Way overdid it.
Yeah.
Because Super Saiyan is apparently times 50.
And not only that, like, not only times 50, remember, Goku was like 18,000, like, at most.
Yeah.
And by then I was like 3 million. And here's the thing. If, like, Dr. Gero created, like, the androids, like 18 and 17, like, that strong, and it's like, Frieza is the strongest in the universe, does that mean, like, Gero is such a great scientist that he's the only one in the universe able to do that? Well, according to Dragon Ball Super, where there's, like, only 28 planets, then probably. Like,
Yeah, but, like, that's the fact that it's so crazy about it. Like, he created beings that are stronger than Frieza. Like, out of the whack.
Without knowing that Frieza exists, and without having any extraterrestrial technology.
Yeah, like, even, like, creating androids that would have been, like, say, Goku Kaioken times 10. That would have been impressive as well.
Yeah. But
so it's like,
at
you
least
can't understand really, like, how, and they never explain it.
Right. Which is like one of those... It is kind of weird with that. Exactly. Like, and yeah, you're right, they do never explain it, because like I said, like, Gero just created it. So if Gero is a brilliant scientist. But planet Earth is not like a space traveling race. They don't have like spaceships and stuff. But other planets do. So clearly you would think other planets have higher technology. It's just
Yeah, one would assume.
Yeah, it just sounds like Gero is such a great scientist that he's like able to make android that's all that strong. Considering he even makes Cell, and that's like that's really crazy strong.
Yeah, well, am I right in thinking that Cell in his first form,
Yeah.
the creepy form, he's weaker than 17?
Yeah, originally, before he started absorbing bunch of people.
Yeah. Like, that's like the thing I don't get about Cell. Like, why would he make it weaker?
I think here's the thing, I could be wrong. But from what I remember, he had to turn himself... Remember, he defeated Trunks in the future and killed him before he got into the past. And clearly, then he was stronger than a Super Saiyan. But then he had to kind of turn himself back to an egg and put himself in the space, like, time machine, and go back to the past. So it's possible he got a bit weaker then.
Yeah, it's also... And, the other thing that could be true is that, the time distortion thing that happened because Trunks traveled in time. Could be that actually, Cell is at the same power level in the dismal future, but 17 and 18 are a lot stronger in the present timeline than they were in the dismal future.
Yeah, that's true. They never explained that either.
Yeah, because like at least as far as we can go with the anime. Like say, like you look at the history of Future Trunks, like that episode, and then you see him like shit them when he has learned Super Saiyan. Like, I think that leads you to tell, like comparing that to Z, that leads you to tell that 17 and 18 in the dismal future are not as strong as in Z.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if it's one thing we have to consider is 17 and 18 are kind of like they're android, they have a machine.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, dismal future is like 20 years later. With that, I mean, it's not like they have gotten any like maintenance at all. So it could be just possible they got weaker over time.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
And here's the craziest thing about like the androids. It's not the fact that like they were not only that they were creative and Jerome be that strong. It's the fact that they have like an infinite energy source.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, that doesn't mean they have infinite output, but that means like they still have an infinite energy source in them, where they will never get tired.
Yeah, which is pretty much what will win you the battle anyways. Like if you don't tire out and you don't get destroyed, then you'll win.
Yeah, like androids are good against people who are around their power level.
Yeah.
Basically, like which kind of explains why Vegeta lost to Android 18. Because it was kind of
which is weird, you know.
Yeah, I think they should have shown, like, if that's the case, they should have shown, like, Akira Toriyama should have shown it kind of better that 18 was kind of fighting equally to Vegeta at that point. And then,
or maybe not equally, maybe she was stronger than Vegeta.
I mean, maybe it was, but if she's stronger, it doesn't show you that what the infinite energy does.
Yeah, like, we never really get to see the infinite energy part because, Cell does his thing.
Yeah, like, exactly, like, I think that's kind of the problem with it. It's like, if your character has some sort of mechanic, like, or thing they do, that you should kind of show that off.
Yeah, like, I think, like, the way they could have showed it better was, like really, showcase the battle between 17 and Piccolo more.
Yeah.
And, like, really show that, Piccolo is, like, absolutely blown to shit. And 17, like, isn't breaking a sweat.
I think that would have helped a lot. It showed by the end, like, even though, like, 17 and Piccolo are equal, by the, like, before, like, just before that Cell appears, like, 17 is still normal, but Piccolo is, like, grasping for air.
Yeah, and that's the craziest part about, the power level thing, because, like, Piccolo is the breaker of the power levels.
Yeah, it's
like the guy is weak as fuck, like, against Vegeta. Then he just, fuses with Nail, who appears to be weak as fuck as well, even weaker than Piccolo.
He was just like...
And,
Nail was as strong as Raccoon as such.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was Ginyu Force level.
Oh.
Yeah, he was pretty...
Okay, there I was wrong. Okay, but, like, they fuse together...
Yeah.
And suddenly they are a power level of 1 million.
Which is kind of hilarious.
And then he fuses with Kami, and suddenly he can challenge Android 17.
Which is kind of...
Sure.
Here's the thing, that's the weird part. Kami's not strong.
Yeah.
Like, Kami is, like, weaker than Raditz, from what I remember.
Yeah, but that's like, for another podcast, like, what is this Namek fusion absorption bullshit?
It's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I want that too.
It's like... And then again, funny enough, it kind of makes the... What do I call it? It kind of makes the Dragon Ball Super Universal Survival Arc kind of weird. Because they had Universe 6's 2 Namekians, and they absorbed like hundreds of people. So by that logic, they should be way more powerful than we're actually shown.
You mean that they absorb like hundreds of Namekians?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So they should at least, like, they should have shit on Ultimate Gohan at that point. Or at least be, like, no, at least they were, I'll say this, they were equal to Ultimate, slightly weaker than Ultimate Gohan from what I remember. So they did get strong, at least.
Yeah, but then again, like, speaking of power, is Ultimate Gohan really that strong? No!
Well,
like when we are in the Super Universe Survival arc, is Ultimate Gohan level strong? No, it's
I
not.
mean, if you had to tier things in Dragon Ball Super, you would have to go like, all right, God level is like S tier. Then basically below that, actually he would be A tier though, because he's like below that God levels. Like if once you're not God level, Ultimate Gohan can fight against you. Which is kind of like, it's okay, it's neat. So, but that doesn't really mean much because, like, Gohan can't fight against anybody in the God tier. Usually when you say tiers, like an A tier guy can fight against an S tier and probably win, but S tier is gonna win most of the time. But in Dragon Ball, it's just me, oh, you're different tier. That means you have no chance of winning.
Yeah, but that's like the thing that they never really explained. Again, that's another podcast. They never really explained what does going to Super Saiyan God or having God Key do to you.
Exactly. That's the point. That's why I'm so confused about Super Saiyan God. They broke the power level thing at that point as well. Because before then, at least we could do... Here's the thing. Yeah, it's a ridiculous jump in power, like from the Saiyan Saga to Namek Saga to Cell Saga and such in Majin Buu. But here's the thing. In the entire Dragon Ball Z, you could at least kind of compare characters to each other. And come up with like, okay, this character has to be this strong because, for example, Dabura is as strong as Cell was. Like, we know that. And
apparently.
And we know that because he was strong as Cell was, Goku and Vegeta can beat Dabura pretty easily. Now we know that Goku and Vegeta is stronger than Cell was in the beginning of Majin Buu arc.
Yeah.
And Gohan had a trouble fighting against Dabura.
Yeah, but that's because, he was out of, what do you say? Out of focus?
Yeah, but here's the thing. We can at least approximate how good they were. And through that, we can say that, okay, Majin Buu appeared, Majin Buu did this to Majin Vegeta. We can compare them like that, and Goku went Super Saiyan 3, and what Super Saiyan 3 do to Majin Buu. Like, we can compare and contrast characters to each other and say, okay, this is how things are going. But with Dragon Ball Super, when Super Saiyan God happened, alright, Super Saiyan 3 got curb stomped by Beerus. Alright, like, he got beaten like by a flick.
Yep.
Okay, then Goku went Super Saiyan God, and now apparently, could fight against Beerus, but clearly Beerus wasn't trying. Based on what happens later in the series. So because of that, it's like we can't really compare anything to it. So, okay, Super Saiyan God is this strong, and then what happened? Oh, Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, like. How much stronger is that to Super Saiyan God?
Is it again times 50 or...
Yeah, well, it's Super Saiyan on top of Super Saiyan God, so yes. But that doesn't mean anything because we can't compare to anyone.
Yeah.
And then Super Saiyan Blue, and here's the thing, Frieza is stronger than, like, Super Saiyan Blue Goku was at that point. It's like, oh, okay. And then what happened after that? Oh, against Hit. Okay, Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 10. Again, another jump.
So, yeah, but Kaioken times 10, it's like, when we're talking about Hit isn't actually, like, strong per se, it's his techniques. And, like, for a change, it's techniques.
But here's the thing, though.
That make you strong. Like, if you, like, go back basically anywhere, it has always been just be strong.
But here's the thing. Hit has his ability and skills to, be a winner. But he still needs to be strong to take the hits.
Yeah, but like,
and he took a hit.
I would say that Hit isn't as strong as Goku Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10. No way.
At that point, yeah. But at least, okay, I'll give you that. That's true. And he kind of survived because he has techniques. And I think Hit should be like the guideline of what future characters should do.
Yeah, but like we can go by that because there have been times where like Goku like against Frieza like was using Kaioken and surviving Frieza's attacks even though he is no match against Frieza's power level.
That's true.
But again, it's like you can take the hits and be weaker, so that's the kind of logic that I'm using with hit and Super Saiyan Kaioken.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. That's true. But like we're talking about like power levels, like all right, then I think Cell is the more reasonable one when it comes to like power increases. At least when he starts transforming. Before then, it's kind of weird. Like, all right, Cell can't beat Piccolo because Piccolo got fused and got really, really strong as the Android 17 and such. So he's like, okay, he's at that level. But then Cell just went on eating people, and that somehow made him stronger.
Or maybe it was just like because he was low on life force that he like couldn't.
That's true. Like if the absorption was more of a regaining his old strength. Because here's the thing: in the future, he needed to absorb the androids. So clearly, he has to have powers higher than them. So we can make a theory about how Cell against like Piccolo Android 17 was how he should have been in the beginning. But he lost some of his strength when going back to the past.
Yeah, and like it could be that he would have still needed to do, the sheeming thing, so that he wouldn't be able to approach like face to face with 17 and 18. Like he would need to sneak up.
Yeah, and here's the thing: at least all of the absorption by Cell makes sense. Even though like you can. It's again like with Frieza, the jumps between the transformation is huge.
Yeah, like second form Cell would have lost against Super Vegeta, but final form like absolutely shits Super Vegeta.
Yeah, and then Goku comes like in Cell arc, the Cell games. Goku just comes out like, aha! I have just sit here and learn to use Super Saiyan like as a natural transformation. And now I am strong enough to fight against Perfect Cell.
I think Cell was holding back.
Oh, he was holding back. But even then, he fought against, like, he was clearly stronger than Super Vegeta.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, which is kind of still weird. Because here's the thing, if that's the case, is the Super Saiyan stronger or is Goku stronger? Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Because that's something I've always been confused of. So like,
yeah, like base form strength. Yeah, exactly.
Because if his base form got stronger, but if that's the case, what did he need to train the Super Saiyan for?
Well, like kind of probably the thing with the stamina stuff.
Yeah, I guess that part. But it's kind of still weird. So like they never even the Majin Buu saga. How strong is base form Goku? He's stronger than...
Yeah, we don't know.
Obviously, he's stronger than he was like in Dynamic Arc. Clearly. But here's the thing. And this is like the really weird part. Every progress Goku has made to that point is based on multipliers. So he's like, his Super Saiyan 2 is so strong. But here's the thing. He's 100 times stronger. So every progress he makes is 100 times bigger. Like, for example, think about someone, let's imagine, like, let's use numbers, like, for simplicity. Let's someone who has a super, like, power level of 1,000, and then he becomes Super Saiyan, and gets, like, a 50,000 power level.
Yeah.
Okay? But imagine if that character trains a bit. Like, say, he trains from his power level 1,000 to power level 2,000. Now his Super Saiyan is now 100,000. So now that the Majin Buu arc, Goku has Super Saiyan 2 and 3, like how is he actually that strong in the end of the game? Like by that I mean, is he that much stronger than Frieza actually?
Yeah, like I think that we've discussed before before starting this podcast thing. Like my argument is that he is probably at least as strong in base form as full power Frieza. Or like, the like normal form, because, Frieza's the weird kind of boy that, is in regressed form
Yeah.
and still beats the shit out of people.
Yeah.
So, like, Frieza in normal form, you know? That's what I think that Goku and Vegeta are.
Yeah.
Because I think that in Buu Saga, the base form difference between Goku and Vegeta is probably as minimal as in Saiyan Saga.
Oh, that must be it. Like, oh,
Yeah, I would say that like Vegeta, like they are like really on par.
Because here's the thing: even if they have like a 1 point difference in Super Saiyan, that's 50 point difference, and in Super Saiyan 2, it's a 100 point difference.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. Yeah, like with the transformation, little difference is a big difference.
Yeah, because like we don't know, because the fight was kind of bullshit. That would have given us, That's basically why the rivalry between Vegeta and Goku is so great from multiple perspectives, like power perspective. Like, if Majin Vegeta had beat Super Saiyan 2 Goku, like in a clear way, then we would have known, like, because Vegeta and Goku appear in base form as strong, so that means that they are in Super Saiyan 2 as strong. That would have given us, like, an obvious reason that, Majin Boost is actually something.
Oh, I agree. That would have solidified that.
Yeah, apart from making Popovich this absolute maniac.
Yeah.
Compared to what he was before.
But here's the thing. Can we play Dokkan? We kind of we know these effects on things. Is the Majin Boost just a multiplier or a percentage increase, or is it just a flat boost? Because a flat boost will help Popovich, but it might not do nothing to Vegeta.
Yeah, exactly. It must be, I don't know, a flat boost.
Yeah.
Because if it was percentage, it wouldn't do shit to Popovich.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. It has to be a flat boost.
Yeah, otherwise it's or maybe a multiplier, say times, I don't know.
But here's the thing: if it's any kind of multiplier, then Majin Vegeta has to be stronger than Super Saiyan 2, because at that point it's like Super Saiyan 2 times 2.
Yeah. So it has to be a flat boost.
Yeah. So it's one of those. It's so weird. Then again, it depends on where the multiplier goes. Because here's the thing. Regardless, it still should be like a huge difference between Goku and Vegeta if there was like a multiplier involved.
True.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the power thing. It's so difficult to grasp.
Yeah.
If you as we are trying to do here, we are trying to understand how strong is Cell compared to what we know. Is Cell that much stronger in his final form than, say, Frieza? Well, he has to be, because Android 17 would shit Frieza.
Yeah.
And he has absorbed Android 17, so he has to be. But, again, the Cell absorption thing, is it just, basically Cell's power level plus Android 17's?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is it? We don't know.
Well, that's the problem having things like that. When you think about telling a story, telling a story like that, you kind of have to make a story, because it's a science-based story, what's happening with Cell and the androids and stuff. Dr. Gero should have stuck around. Because if he was... Because here's the thing, he died, because the Cell 18 killed him. But if he was alive, I mean, he wouldn't really change the story too much. And now we would have characters... he would have a reason to help the main cast against the androids.
Yep.
Yeah. So, plus he would explain what things are a bit more.
Or, Cell could tell, because apparently he's aware of everything, that he could tell, oh yeah, absorbing 17 adds all his power to my power.
Yeah.
And when he's saying adds, then we could like be, okay, so it's like Cell plus Android 17, and that's it.
Yeah. Although, here's one of the weird things I've always thought about when it comes to like Cell. Why did Jerome make it so that Cell has to absorb 18 and 17? I never understood that much.
Well, if he created Cell after creating 17 and 18, right?
Yeah.
He had to do that.
I mean, yeah, I can get...
Maybe he did that because when they already were, like, a thing, like they were being rowdy.
Yeah.
Not, like, under his control. Maybe that's why.
Okay, that's a good point. That way, at least, it would make sense that... Oh, yeah, I could make a Cell perfect form already, but I'm gonna make him, like, get rid of these two. Or it could be like he created Cell after like they were, if you remember like in Z where clearly 17, 18 were released before, but but because he used a button to kind of freeze them again, and because Goku because of Vegeta and others, he kind of was forced to release them again.
Yep.
So when you think about that way, he could have created Cell after he noticed how dangerous 17 and 18 are.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, alright, in that case, that makes sense. Alright.
Yeah, but if it's like, like flat so that it adds 17's power and then adds 18's power,
Yeah.
that means then that Gohan Super Saiyan 2 is stronger than Cell 17 and 18 combined.
Yeah.
And if Super Saiyan is times 50, but Super Saiyan 2 is just times 2.
2 times 50.
2 times 50.
Yeah, because it's like, it's 2 times...
No, but like,
it's
upon Super Saiyan.
Yeah. So on base form, it's 100 times.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That means that Gohan has to be really strong in base form. But it's again like the thing that is clear, like basically from Namek Saga, that Gohan is always at a suppressed power level before he gets moody, angry,
That's true.
Like, it seems like that's the thing, because, I mean, he could even surprise fucking Frieza when he got angry.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And that's like, how?
Here's the thing, when talking about, like, power levels like that, even though, like, Super Saiyan stuff like that are multipliers, the show treats them as power onto themselves. What I mean by that is, Goten Super Saiyan is treated as strong as Frieza. Even though that doesn't really make sense.
It's pretty weak.
No. Actually, think about what it took Goku to get there.
Yeah, but that's like, like in terms of like what it would actually take to take down Boo, that's weak.
No, what I meant by that is like, why would Goten never actually trained hard at all. Even Gohan had to train somewhat to get to his level. Goten was just, Super Saiyan was just like, oh yeah, clearly he's Super Saiyan, so obviously he can fight against Frieza. Now, here's the thing, I'm assuming that's the case, because they never talk about it. Goten and Trunks needing training.
Yeah, but it could be, the theory that I have, that because, at that point, both of their daddies, Trunks and Goten, both of their daddies, they had both reached Super Saiyan before giving birth to them.
Yeah, but...
Or well...
That would explain...
Trunks?
Here's the thing, that would...
Trunks? Wait, Trunks? Did Vegeta go Super Saiyan before making Trunks?
We don't know.
We don't know, but yeah, like, for Goten we do.
Yeah.
Goku had gone Super Saiyan before Goten.
Here's the thing, wouldn't that more explain why Goten would have Super Saiyan more than how strong he would be normally?
Maybe it would explain both.
Maybe. If that's how it works, that means Saiyans must have been really weak in the past. Because that means...
Well, weren't they?
no, what I mean by that is like, that for every generation, the next generation is stronger than the last generation.
Yeah, but apparently, like, it isn't like that necessarily. Because, you know, Bardock, I mean, he's not strong, but he isn't weak.
Well,
But Goku is weak.
Here's the thing, though.
But Raditz isn't.
But here's the thing. Goku was born, and Raditz were born, before Bardock got his Zengai boost.
Yeah, true.
So he was like, he was an average Saiyan before, like a low-class Saiyan. Before like, he got really strong when he was against, you know, going after Frieza. So that could explain that.
True.
But we just like, alright.
And maybe, you know, Raditz actually did some training before appearing on
I think
on Earth.
I think Raditz's thing is more like he was on planets that had high gravity, and he just passively got stronger.
Yeah, okay.
Because the thing is, he was born on like, you know, planet Vegeta. Then he got to other. He lived there for a while. He got a job as his job as working for Vegeta, and he's the Prince of Saiyans. So clearly he has something.
Yeah, clearly has.
Yeah.
Has to have.
Yes.
But the weird thing is, like the craziest thing is the age difference between Raditz and, you know, Goku.
And here's the thing with the Raditz. It could just be possible the reason he got into like working with Vegeta. It could be that maybe Raditz has the same thing that Gohan had when he was a kid, and then he just like then he showed it at the right time, and then people said, "Oh, okay, he seems to be a a strong, like a strong enough person to be with Vegeta."
Yeah.
So who knows? Like it's not like we've actually seen him do anything like that. He kind of died pretty quickly.
Yeah, and just to, you know, bring GT and now let all the hate comments. Like GT, like as well as Super, like really just blew the power out, because we can clearly see both in Super and GT, Goku is suppressing his power to make like the foe like have false hope against him.
I find it still hilarious that General Rildo, the guy who, like, if you guys don't remember, it's the guy from GT who had the drill arm transformation. Like, he was hilarious because they kind of told him, like, I am General, like, he's General Rildo. He's stronger than Kid Buu. I was like, God damn, where was this guy? When the Kid Buu was stronger than, you know, it's like, there's a guy, like, stronger than Kid Buu just running around. It's like, oh, maybe he was like, oh, there's that Kid Buu, like, Buu destroying the world. I don't feel like doing anything here. I'll just do my own thing. I'll kill him when he comes here. Like, that's what I took that from that. If guy like that exists.
Yeah, like, it's really strange.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like... And then things like Super 17. At that point, that was hilarious as well. It's like how Super 17's power works. It's like, alright, here's 17, and there's Hellfighter 17. Hellfighter 17 has to be stronger than 17.
Yeah, obviously.
He has to be. At the same time, like, with Super 17, they use, like, Dr. Gero plus, like, Dr. Mew to create a being that can... Okay, clearly was weaker than Super Saiyan 4, from what we saw. But Goku was like, Kamehameha! Energy beams at him. It's like, Super 17 kept absorbing. It's like, Goku, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's exactly that.
Yeah, it was just... So wait, the Super 17 has the absorbing thingy. So does he have the absorbing thingy and the infinite energy source?
I would say yes.
Yeah. I guess because under 19 and 20 had this, like, absorbing thing, I'm guessing it was invented after 17 and 18 were made.
Yeah.
That would explain why they don't have it.
Do you know what I don't get about Android 19?
What?
And why Jiro made him? Why did he make him so ugly?
It was based on a doll he had found. From what I remember, that's kind of the reasoning.
I mean, if you think about it, like 16, 17, and 18 look like bona fide badasses, and then you have 19.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I guess he kind of made 90 also weaker because he was kind of was afraid of the 18-17 situation.
Yeah, but like going back to powers and GT, like the only point that Goku didn't clearly hold back was against Baby Vegeta.
And even then, like once he went Super Saiyan 4.
No, but what I mean, like before he reached Super Saiyan 4.
Oh yeah. That, when Baby Vegeta appeared, that's when we saw Super Saiyan 3 more often. Like
Yeah, and then we kind of got even more, like if like Buu Saga wasn't enough to tell that Super Saiyan 3 is really taxing on your body, like that's when we clearly saw that Super Saiyan 3
in a kid.
That could be why Vegeta doesn't like the form.
Yeah, it's also fun thing is like in GT Super Saiyan 3 so really touching to Goku. But to Gotenks, when he was a kid, didn't have that problem, which kind of says something about that guy.
Yeah, and that's another episode. Gotenks Super Saiyan 3.
Fusions are interesting onto themselves too.
Yeah. But like when powers in GT exploded into pieces was Sin and Omega Shenron.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like you couldn't grasp that because you needed 2 Super Saiyan 4s to fuse, and the guy still wouldn't die from an actual beam.
Yeah.
Like we know because Gogeta said it that he was holding back, but that still means that he was using, at least some sort of power. So that tells you how ridiculously strong Omega Shenron is. To add that seemingly every other dragon, apart from Nuova and Ice, and of course Sin himself, are weak as fuck. They just have special abilities, but they aren't strong.
Which is kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
Like, why was the distribution so bad?
Yeah, like, it's like... And, Ice doesn't seem that strong.
At least, Ice and Nuova, at least they were strong, at least, somewhat. Like...
Yeah, well, Nuova seems to be, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, he fought against Super Saiyan 4, but then we have this problem with Goku that he's always holding back. He's a slow starter.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, it's kind of, that's the disappointing part for me in the Shadow Dragon arc, because like Naturon, like the mole one, he had he had Cell's abilities, and he would be so cool. Because it was like, if you remember, like the Shadow Dragon arc kind of felt like a boss rush.
Yeah, it totally did.
And I wish...
Especially with powers too, because Goku is constantly in the same form, right? Pretty much, at least.
But,
But
the thing is, they didn't make other characters, like other the Shadow Dragons, interesting too much. Like, I think the only really interesting one, other than, Nova, Ace, and Sin, was Haze Shenron, the frog-looking one. Because his ability was to lower other people's power. With the gas.
Yeah, and to make the world polluted.
Yeah, I thought that was like the most useful ability at that point.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like, and I wished he was like they did. I wish they did more with him.
Yeah, but we can go more into that. So to sum up the power thing, like it blew up in pretty much with Frieza. It blew up with Frieza. After that, it was like constantly just comparing, like, okay, how strong is this guy compared to Frieza or compared to Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2?
Yeah, like, it's not like you could just say, like, when you look at other series, you're like, oh yeah, that guy can throw fireballs. You never think about, how strong is that fireball? Because, like, that's a fireball. Like...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fire.
Yeah, it's,
It will burn.
yeah, so like if you want,
That hurts.
I mean, if you want to survive against it, throw water at it. Like that's
yeah, and it's funny, like, like in Dragon Ball,
yeah.
like now that it's, Super is ended and everything, every guy that uses flame apart from Nuova Shenron is weak.
Oh my god, you're right. It's so
Yep.
hilarious when I saw the like baby Vegeta Great Ape using his flame breath. It actually looks weaker than when a normal Great Ape does energy. And I always ask myself why, but then I kind of thought it's because there's no good example of fire breath is hurting someone. Like,
Yeah.
beams, yes. Fire breath, no.
Yeah. Well, that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Don't use fire in Dragon Ball. Use Ki.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
I see ya. No, tosta tuli mukavasti.